the 15th of March.
I beg to move that the House do now adjourn.
The question is that the House do now adjourn. Elliot Colburn.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker, and it's a pleasure to have the opportunity to raise my local hospital, St Helier Hospital, once again, and of course the delivery of a new hospital in the London Borough of Sutton in this House. Now, a rudimentary search of Hansard tells me that I have mentioned this over 24 times, so I'm grateful for the House indulging me once again. And indeed, it was just 1 week last year that I had an adjournment debate on a similar topic. Now, Mr Deputy Speaker, I committed a year ago, and indeed far beyond that, that as soon as the new hospital is built and St Helier is upgraded, I will stop banging on about it. And I can reconfirm that commitment here today. Now, St Helier Hospital is, of course, not just close to my heart. Indeed, it does have a long history. It has been a vital part of the community long before it saved my life, long before it saved the life of my family and my partner in recent years, long before the new hospitals programme, COVID, or indeed before I was born. In fact, as I've said in this chamber before, this hospital is actually older than the National Health Service itself. It opened up in the early 40s during the Second World War, and soon after opening it was bombed in an air raid, but also remained open and operational. It has served generations of our local community, including my own family. Now, I've seen both through my constituency work as a Member of Parliament, but also as someone who used to work for the NHS before I was elected, the fantastic work that the hospital does and that the Epsom and St Helier Trust and indeed the wider NHS do. So I would like to take this opportunity to place on record my sincere thanks and gratitude to the fantastic NHS staff who do such a fantastic job at keeping my constituents healthy. They are an example to us all, and I know firsthand how good their care is, often in the toughest of circumstances. And it's not only the work of our doctors and consultants and nurses, but all other healthcare professionals, the support of admin staff, porters, cleaners, pharmacists, and I'm so glad we're starting to recognise how amazing pharmacists are, and many others who help keep the NHS moving. Now, I mentioned earlier that I never miss an opportunity to mention St Helier, and indeed the first mention of it was in my maiden speech, in which I praised the government's commitment to over £500 million worth of investment in the hospital and to build a new hospital, and I would like to do so once again today. Before being elected, I campaigned on improving healthcare during the last general election, including to protect St Helier, but also to build a second state-of-the-art hospital in my borough. And I am thrilled that despite what some people might tell you, that it was this Conservative government that is delivering on this vital project. And the lack of recognition of the work that has been done so far by some is appalling. They should be supporting any positive progression in our local healthcare. Our staff deserve it, our patients deserve it, and my constituents deserve an improved St Helier Hospital that's going to continue being there for them, and indeed a second brand new hospital to deal with the most complex cases. And to properly discuss St Helier and the need for this vital work, it's important that we go back and look at some of the background. In July 2017, the Trust began a comprehensive engagement exercise on the long-term future of the Trust's healthcare services, and years of work have followed with the local CCGs, the predecessor to the Integrated Care Board, of Merton, Sutton and Surrey Downs, which led to a formal consultation being launched in early 2020, where the proposals were set forward to take ownership of the consultation and delivery of the formation of a new hospital as part of the Building Your Future Hospitals programme, with work starting on an outline business case. Throughout the years and throughout COVID, this work has continued, and in May 2023, the then Secretary of State, the Right Honourable Member for North East Cambridgeshire, announced that the Building Your Future Hospitals programme would be fully funded and completed by 2030. Now, the Trust has been very quick to get on board and to be ready to go at a moment's notice. They are eagerly awaiting confirmation whilst progressing with some of the works that, of course, need to be done in the interim. They have recently received the excellent news of additional fees for 2023-24 from the new hospital programme and hope to have confirmation of the fees for 2024 to 2025 shortly. Now, the Trust are already doing great work at pace to deliver parts of the programme at an accelerated timescale, and I understand that a final decision on the next financial year's fees will also be made alongside consideration of the business case later this year. Now, I join with the Trust in hoping that they are confirmed as part of an early cohort of schemes, because they have already demonstrated significantly how ready they are to go. Some of the work, though, that needs to be done in earnest is land acquisition from the Royal Marsden, junction improvements, site demolition and the like. Now, this is something that I will come back to slightly later. Now, I fully understand the difficulties that exist with the current site and the difficult situation that St Helier are in. And I can reassure my constituents, and I know that the NHS Trust want to reassure people, that because we do see such an old building in St Helier, we see how the building is struggling to cope to deliver modern healthcare, that they are progressing and pushing ahead with that much needed maintenance. Much of the St Helier estate, as I've said, is older than the NHS, and in fact 90% of the building that is there are older than the NHS itself, and every year they are investing millions to try and address those urgent challenges, improve their buildings and facilities to make sure the environment is safe for patients and staff. A small fortune, in fact, has been spent each and every year on maintenance, and it becomes harder and harder as modern medical practices demand more sophisticated technologies. Now, this just serves to highlight the vital need of this project and why we do need to move at pace. Epsom and St Helier are ready to fully mobilise as soon as their fees are agreed and approved. And I think it's vital to fully spell out what this will mean for local residents. This programme will deliver a brand new, state-of-the-art specialist emergency care hospital in Sutton. It is simply not true to say that St Helier is closing. In fact, it's quite the opposite that is true. This project will upgrade the existing infrastructure at Epsom and St Helier hospitals. This means we have not one, but two local hospitals in the London Borough of Sutton. This will represent the largest set of healthcare investment in our local area for decades, replacing outdated infrastructure and attracting new staff to face down the challenges that are currently plaguing our local hospitals. Now, the new specialist emergency care hospital will provide critical emergency care, acute medicine, paediatric and childbirth, for example, providing care to the 15% of the most complex and sickest patients in the borough, whilst the remaining 85% of services will continue to be provided at Epsom and St Helier hospitals. This means that despite all the opportunities there have been in the past, where other governments before we came into government considered closing St Helier Hospital, not only that, but getting rid of A&E and maternity, we finally have a plan that keeps all of those services within our borough. And now I will say once again, for the benefit of those listening, that this is a brand new hospital in our borough alongside a new and improved St Helier Hospital. This is incredible news for local patients, but we do have to get on with it. There has been some incredible work done already to try and prepare the site at Sutton. That work is ongoing, and there has already been work done, including the recent refurbishment of B and C block at St Helier Hospital as well. But I think nothing could put it better than a recent CQC inspection of services at Epsom and St Helier, which highlighted how difficult the infrastructure is for the patients who get cared for there and indeed the staff delivering it. It recognised the need for this investment in the infrastructure. I'm glad the government has met that commitment, but we do need to be able to allow the Trust to move as quickly as possible, because they're ready to go, they're raring to go, so we have to meet their ambition. And I would, of course, like to take the opportunity to invite the Minister, who's in her place, or indeed any Minister or the Secretary of State from the Department of Health and Social Care to come and welcome the Trust, or look at the site in Sutton and see how excited they are and just what amazing plans they have. Now, my right honourable friend, the Prime Minister, confirmed at the dispatch box just last June that the government was fully committed to the new hospital programme, and I quote, that the department is working closely with the Trust to make sure that we can progress work as soon as possible, and we do expect the new hospital to be delivered by 2030. And I would very much like to receive that same reassurance repeated today. The trusts have been working within the constraints of what they can do so far, but as I want to keep repeating and hammer home, as I bring my remarks to a close, is that they are ready to go at pace. They really are ready to go at pace, and I sincerely hope that we can match their ambition. So I hope that the Minister could update me, or perhaps when she is in a position to do so, write to me, confirm when the 2024-2025 fees are to be announced, which are so fundamental to the preparatory works that need to be done to deliver the new hospital, and indeed that those fees will be substantial enough to fully allow the Trust to move at pace as they are ready to begin delivering these projects. The Trust are so excited, I'm so excited, and my constituents are so excited about what this means. I cannot stress enough, Mr Deputy Speaker, how many occasions there have been in the past where there's always been this big question mark over the future of the hospital, at least the future of our A&E and maternity services. We now have a plan that was developed by our NHS colleagues and funded by this government to prevent any of that from happening. In fact, it's the largest investment in our local healthcare that we have seen in decades. The Trust are so ready to go. We need to make sure that we are delivering the finances and delivering them with the infrastructure to allow them to do so. And we can see progress this year. We can see progress this year, and the Trust have got a plan to deliver on visible progress this year. So I sincerely hope that I can tempt the Minister with that visit and attempt her department with a visit. And I look forward to continuing to work. And I have to say how well and how constructive the department has been in working with me and with my neighbouring colleagues to speak about how much we really want to see this programme delivered at pace. So I do thank the department for that, and I hope that the Minister can give me some good news that they are equally as excited to make sure that this project continues to go at a very quick pace indeed.
Minister.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. Well, first of all, can I congratulate my honourable friend for Carshalton and Wallington on bringing forward this debate today, and absolutely assure him that the department is very excited about this project too. He is a tireless campaigner for healthcare in his constituency, and I certainly know he's advocated for this new hospital on many an occasion. And I'm delighted that the Trust has done an amazing job of decreasing backlog maintenance year on year across their sites, and in particular at St Helier Hospital. We are working closely with Epsom and St Helier University Hospital's NHS Trust on their plans for a new specialist emergency care hospital in Sutton as part of our new hospital programme. The Trust is currently preparing its refreshed outline business case, supported by the new hospital programme team, to ensure the Trust plans are aligned with the national approach to standardisation, are deliverable, and, of course, provide value for taxpayers' money. So the plans for the new specialist emergency care hospital will include a new major emergency department, acute medicine, emergency surgery, critical care for intensive monitoring, paediatric care, as well as both a midwife-led and consultant-led birth unit. However, 85% of care will still be delivered at Epsom Hospital and St Helier Hospital.
Will the Minister give way?
Of course.
I'm grateful for her giving way. I could kick myself that I forgot to mention, and through her I would just like to highlight not only do we have these incredible services, but also a brand new working partnership between the Royal Marsden, an incredible cancer hospital which we are very lucky to have in Sutton, working alongside with this specialist emergency care hospital, so that actually we can provide more and improved services for cancer patients as well, with these two trusts working closely together.
Minister.
Well, I'm grateful to him for highlighting the importance of working across specialties to deliver the best possible care. And I'm delighted that the Trust continues to work collaboratively with the programme on the development of designs for their new hospital scheme, following our national approach to standardisation, Hospital 2.0, which is where we will see the most benefits through economies of scale and efficiencies through a national approach. So by the end of 2022-23 financial year, the scheme received over £23 million in development funding. This funding has supported the Trust with activities to prepare for main construction, including vacation of blocks at St Helier ready for demolition, and a new electronic patient record system that will be implemented next year. In the current financial year, we've released over £1 million in fees to support the Trust in the development of business cases for early works that will prepare the site for main construction. Part of this funding is for a programme of demolition and groundworks to prepare the Sutton site, which we expect will start later this year, as well as ensuring vital utilities are available at the new site, including power upgrades and junction improvements. And I can assure my honourable friend that ministers are committed to keeping him updated as further funding is released. I'm pleased to note that the Trust received additional funding from national programmes in recent years. So £7.3 million was allocated for the relocation of services from the new Epsom and Ewell Cottage Hospital and the Poplars to Epsom General Hospital. The construction is complete and has been patient-ready since August 2023. Previously, the Trust received £6.1 million for A&E upgrades works at both hospital sites to improve flow through emergency departments by increasing A&E capacity and capability. And, Mr Deputy Speaker, if I may take this opportunity to provide an update more generally on the new hospital programme and the ambitious work it has been undertaking. I'm very pleased that 4 of our new hospitals are now open to patients: the Northern Centre for Cancer Care, Royal Liverpool Hospital, Stage 1 of the Louisa Martindale, also known as the 3 T's Hospital in Brighton, and the Northgate and Ferndean Hospitals in Northumberland. A further 4 hospitals are expected to be open by the end of the next financial year, including Salford Royal Major Trauma Centre, Dyson Cancer Centre, National Rehabilitation Centre and Midland Metropolitan University Hospital. A further 18 hospitals are either in construction or have early construction activity well underway or completed to prepare their sites. This includes surveys and crucial work on non-clinical infrastructure, such as energy centres, demolition and car parking. The programme will deliver facilities that are on the cutting edge of modern technology and are engaging with clinical staff to ensure we're providing them with a better working environment, enabling increased efficiency, promoting staff well-being and improving retention. So in conclusion, Mr Deputy Speaker, I do thank my honourable friend for his continued engagement on his new hospital scheme. I know my ministerial colleague with responsibility for the programme, Lord Markham from the other place, is arranging to meet with my honourable friend, along with other colleagues, to discuss all of the new hospital plans in more detail. I appreciate how tirelessly my honourable friend campaigns for his constituents, and I do want to assure him we are committed to delivering the new hospital for Epsom and St Helier University NHS Trust by 2030. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The question is that this House do now adjourn. As Mayor Lampin say aye.
Aye.
Contrary no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Order. Order.
The proceeding has ended. 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 The proceeding has ended.